into this game, 2-4 district, very tough district. Obviously, Volcano's playing lights out. We know how good Rio Rancho and now Cleveland has been. The Cougars missing a couple of players, going with a young lineup. Not one senior, but buttery hands on that squad. So Liddell did what he could. These young sophomores did what they could, but in the end, Cleveland has done what they've done all season long as they jump up now to 6-1 in district play.
Yeah, whenever you have to adjust to a player of the Cunningham caliber where he does more than just score. He's a rebounder, great defender. He erases a lot of mistakes. It's tough to game plan on that short of a notice for a team with the talent that Cleveland has. So Cibola, as you mentioned, held tough for about 2 quarters, but they're just too young right now. I don't know if they have enough in the middle to compete with a Cleveland, but their guards are phenomenal, I think. I think they have some really talented guards that are going to make some noise come district time and possibly even state time. It all depends on matchups, and you know that.
We mentioned 6A bracketology. We've updated it. There's a lot of changes to be made, so we'll go over it during our timeout segment a little bit later. But let's get to these highlights from Cleveland High School. Last night, the student section shows up. Of course, it was a nice crowd on hand. A chance here for Cleveland to at least share that district title. And we'll explain all of that when we can. It's convoluted and pretty difficult. Well, let's get to the Marty Sice State Farm top 10 plays first, though, Charles.
You need to slow down.
Yeah, you know I'm ahead of my game. I'm sorry. Okay, so at play number 1, stripped. Yannick Alunga, excuse me, number 10. Alunga can't do it. Come on, Charles.
Great defensive effort right there by Valley. Yannick, terrible hands right there. Right here, Volcano Vista. Oh, get that mess out of here, Marcus Williams with the block party.
At number 8, them Valley Vikings get a steal. Yes, Osei Idiaki, count it! Hits the free throw. That's the game winner right there, Valley District champs.
Very nice play, crowd hyped, getting it done. At play number 7, my man V Hill. Watch this little handle, little dribble, set up, looking at the clock. Okay, high screen, crossover, dipsy do, floater in the lane. Nice. That's at play number 7.
That's cute.
It's cute, dainty. Huh?
It's cute. At number 6, Christian Cunningham with the jam. It's disappointing at the same time, isn't it?
Because we probably won't see a lot of that. Hopefully they get back right here. A little small ball action, but nothing small out. But get that out of here, man. Block party.
Well done. At number 4, Volcano. Their huge upset win against Rio Rancho. David Cormier says hello. That's a jam.
I like that kid. He's got a nice little future ahead of him. Right at him. At play number 3, hey, if it don't work, clean it up. This is what he does so well. Clean it up, Cunningham. Throws it down.
It's okay.
That's a cleanup.
It was an accident.
It's cleanup.
Step back 3, no. The other way. Here comes V-Hill and the putback. Cormier. How many times have we mentioned Cormier before this game?
Oh, so that was cool, but you didn't like that. At play number 1.
This is it.
Throw it up for the big fella.
Ooh.
I like that.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Play number 1 as we drop that beat, Adam.
Okay, well, you know, I jumped the gun a little bit on the Cleveland highlights. I'm just excited to show it to you. But the top 10, obviously that play by Christian Cunningham kind of illustrates the importance that he gives Cibola Charles night in and night out.
Night in, night out. That's what, the play number 3 really symbolizes what he means to this team. As you mentioned, it was just a mistake. You know, buttery hands, throw the ball up there. Cunningham grabs it, puts it back. But that's what a player his caliber is able to do. They erase a lot of mistakes. They help people get a lot more open shots. Like Dixon benefits from it, even though last night he was just shooting lights out regardless who was in there. Carpenter benefits. Even Liddell benefits with a Cunningham in there because they can't focus so much on doubling, trying to stop Liddell down there. So that's a big loss for them, as you can tell by that top 10 with Cunningham floating at pretty much 4 of the spots.
What I want to talk about is David Cormier, someone who has not been in our top 10 all year, not been in our highlights with Volcano Vista, and he's someone who's stepping up. His presence has been huge. Even the game against Cleveland, Charles, on Friday night, which Cleveland did win, I mean, he's presenting himself in the state. Where was this kid, you know, earlier in the season?
Well, sometimes them younger guys need time to catch up to the pace of the game. That varsity pace is a lot different speed than JV freshmen. So some guys, it take them a little bit longer to get acclimated to the pace, but please believe it, he's ready now. He's playing at a high level, dunking the ball on people, rebounding well. He's a matchup nightmare, really, when you think about it, because he's a very athletic post, which is tough to guard out here.
Well, here in a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit more about Cibola and Cleveland. We'll go over those highlights, but it'll be curious to see where Cibola starts to fit into this picture. They're struggling a little bit. They're dropping by the game, Charles. Remember, the start of the season was not good. We started to pay attention to them after their Metro Tournament run. But after that Metro Tournament run, they haven't done much since. I'm curious how much their stock is dropping. What do you think?
Well, to me, they benefited from that Metro run, right? As you mentioned, started slow. People were wondering, wow, are they going to bounce back and get together? Had a great APS tournament showing. Now district play came around. They struggled a lot. They're sitting at 12-11, I believe, and 2-5 in district. It's going to be hard to find a place to seed them. Even though their resume speaks well, now you have to take into account no Cunningham, no Barella. You have a younger team out there. As you mentioned, one senior on the floor. Doesn't bode well for the Cibola Cougars right now.
This is going to be a problem come seed time, because I think with the dismissal of a couple of players, as we mentioned, I think the committee could look at that and it could affect their seed potentially, because also they've been sliding. Even when they had Christian Cunningham, Cibola's been sliding a little bit. They are going to be in. I think they're going to be a bottom 3, bottom 4 seed, though.
Yeah, they're going to be in. Their body of work is a lot better than the La Cuevas, the Eldorados. They're actually need to be worried about a Rio Grande team, because if Rio Grande can sneak 2 wins this week, I can see a huge jump for the Ravens, possibly 14, 13. But that's a big if.
They've got a schedule ahead of them. They've got a tough schedule ahead of them. And we'll talk a little bit later, but Eldorado's win against La Cueva changes everything, because you remember Eldorado had a come-from-behind win opening game of the season against Cibola, which could come into play seeding-wise now that Eldorado's playing a little bit better.
I think it's going to come into play, and if they can manage to squeeze off, one win in district tournament time and put some pressure on La Cueva, I think Eldorado, as Roy was nervous here yesterday, I think he's probably at a little bit more ease right now. Big-time win for them. And not just big, impressive win.
One more point here, Charles. Cibola not yet done in district play. They're going to go play Santa Fe. Santa Fe has to come to Cibola, but just because Cibola's depleted now, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Santa Fe, we talked about it. They can sneak 1 win. They could probably be in this picture. As of now, I don't think they are. But
I don't think so either, especially now with Cibola struggling. I think it'd just be a win on their resume.
Come on back. We'll show you those highlights this time for real.
Finally,
Cleveland
let's get to
and
it.
Cibola right here. uSports Central.